So, being the human that was owned by Lucky the Boston Terrier, he sure taught me a lot. I never wanted to see that fear in my dog's eyes again. Lucky wasn't trained by his owner. He did have those outbursts of fear biting. So I quickly developed 3 steps that I determined with every dog I would own, I would follow. So I would never have to experience to see that fear in my dog's eyes again and not know when he was going to bite somebody. Number 1, you need to socialize your dog. Number 2, your dog needs to know the basics. Sit, stay, leave it. Number 3, you need to become a companion with your dog. You need a bond with your dog. Did you know every 75 seconds someone is bitten by a dog in the United States? Out of those bites, 1,000 of them require an emergency room visit. That's 1 out of every 5 bites need to go to the emergency room. So those didn't need to happen. At least the majority of them probably could have been prevented if they would follow those simple steps. 1, socialize your dog. It's important to expose your dog to as many different situations as you can so they won't be afraid and that the things will become normal to them. Number 2, train your dog the simple skills of sit, stay, leave it. That way that they'll have some control over their emotions and that they'll know you have control of the situation. And again, 3, you need a bond with your dog. Spend time with your dog. Take them for walks and just let them know you're there. You'll become their big security blanket. I know we've only touched on a few topics and a few examples of each step, but again, let's start from the beginning. Number 1, socializing your dog can make all the difference in the world. Let him know it's okay for that car to zoom by, that dog to be barking at him, and for the kids to be running around him. Just be there for him and let him know that's normal. It's nothing to be afraid of. Number 2, do your due diligence and teach your dog sit, stay, and leave it. And it all has to do with intonation and body language. We'll talk more about that in my next video. And number 3, be a partner or companion to your dog. Let him know that he can depend on you. You need to build trust and respect between you and your dog. So when those scary situations do happen, you'll be there for him and he'll know you'll be there for him. And he doesn't need to take control of the situation because he knows you will, because he trusts you and he knows you love and only want the best for him. By following those 3 simple steps, we can help prevent dog bites or at least lessen them. Did you know a child is 3 times more likely to be bitten by a dog than a postal worker? That 30% of all dog bites happen to the face, and 22% of dog bites happen to the back of the head or the neck. Now, that means that this is the second most common cause of ER visits are dog bites. If every owner would do their part and train their dog to be socialized, simple sit, stay, leave it commands, and be a companion, we can help prevent these future dog bites, and we can help our dogs not to be fearful and to enjoy being a dog. So, being the lucky human that got to be owned by Lucky for the last year of his life, I learned so much from him. I learned that a dog doesn't need to live in fear. If his owners would have trained him about different noises and sounds and being around kids and being around other dogs, we never would have seen that fear in poor little Lucky's eyes. But we did our best by Lucky to not let him be in situations where he would be afraid. I found this one quote that I think sums up Lucky perfectly. Let me just look at it real quick so I can read it to you. It says, "Old dogs, like old shoes, are comfortable. They might be a bit out of shape and a little worn around the edges, but they fit just well." Thanks.